Sukular nakaslem jong udongsan Hima.
Ka kunhun menteri jong sarkar jela Meghalaya hane kasngi kalashim yakarai banya soi Suskular thamai bat ka Maxim infrastructure and real estate PVT Ltd man penbha bardo ban Pyndep ya ka 5-star hotel banangkong jong ka jela kabadon ha jail road kabadai hakajaka jong ka Shillong municipal board ka jingshna ya ka Marriott hotel kabadai ka Wainaki hotel kabajrong hanong ba Shillong kelas dang house nem arhajar khatway arhajar khat ar hanrei kani ke jingtai kelas akut no kumbasan nem hadu kini kisngi ke ba menta u menteri rangba ka jela konrat sangma hane kisngi ulaong ba ka sarkar kalashim ya karai ban penthmai ya ka jing aiwai ban yoi ba kani ke jingtai Pyndep no shu ulaong ro ba ka jinga soi Suskular ba thamai ka banya soi bat ka Maxim infrastructure and real estate PVT bat ka Maxim infrastructure and real estate private limited kandai na ka banta lai post nam hadin bun ki kanram ki bami habayadai bat ka ni ka project ka sarkar jela kala shim tibyang ya kani ka jaka bat kala penbena ban aiwai ya kani ka jaka hakaba ka Maxim infrastructure and real estate private limited kala yo
cabinet has also decided that that a fresh lease agreement for 30 years which is renewable in nature will be signed with Maxim infrastructure and real estate private limited for the development of the 5-star hotel at the Shillong Municipal Board land at Jail Road. The concern was that there was a case where the earlier party had defaulted on the loans that were there. In that situation, the NCLT had taken over this project. The NCLT bidded out the project, and through a fair bidding process, the company named by the name Maxim Infrastructure and Real Estate received or got the project in their name. Therefore, this requires a new lease to be signed, and the government will go ahead and sign the lease. There are certain concerns that were raised regarding some of the terms and conditions that were there, which was discussed in detail. There are many of them, so I will not be able to go to all. But mainly it's to do with the fact that certain areas were not given to them as per the agreement that was initially made. They were supposed to receive 71,000 square feet, if I'm not wrong, square feet, whereas the actual lease was only 61,000 square feet. So it was 10,000 square feet lesser than what was put in the agreement. So they wanted adjustments for those in the new lease. They had also requested that the old amounts that were pending, which were not paid by the past leasee and the past company that had taken this project, they had requested the government to remove those amounts and so that they don't have to pay, because the amount was not their due but dues of the past. But the government has not agreed to it, and the government has said that even though it's past dues by a different company, these are still dues that are there to government of Meghalaya. So therefore those amounts have to be paid, but we have agreed to give them some relaxation in terms of the interest amount and some relaxation in terms of the period in which they have to pay. So that small relaxation has been given, but we cannot remove the entire amount that is there. And some other adjustments also. They have agreed to also have some adjustments in terms of the floor area, and in return for that, for all these works that we're going to do, they will also be, the company concerned will also be constructing an office site for the Shillong Municipal Board with a size of 20,000 square feet in the plot number 24 opposite the BSNL quarters in European Ward as allocated by the GAD. So these are micro details. One can always get it later on. But the point is that the government has decided to renew this lease, as we are interested to see that this project is completed. It's been pending for too long, and a lot of investment has been made, and it's just been lying idle like a white elephant. So therefore, it's in the interest of the people, interest of the industry, the tourism sector, that this project, and the state, of course, that this project is completed at the earliest. Cabinet also has cleared the Meghalaya Public-Private Partnership Policy 2021. As you're aware, or you may not be aware, that in the whole country, there are only 3 states that don't have a PPP policy, and Meghalaya happens to be one of them. So therefore, this particular public-private partnership policy was absolutely necessary to facilitate more private investment in the state. A detailed note has been prepared on the salient features of this public-private partnership policy 2021, which will be shared to all of you, so you can get details from there. But I would just like to add to this that in this policy, there is one unique aspect to it, which is the aspect of community public-private policy, partnership policy aspect in it. Whereas in most of the other states, you will see that the public-private partnership policy mostly deals with large infrastructural projects. But we have introduced a new concept of the community public-private partnership policy. It's not entirely new. It's there in some parts of the world, and maybe in some of the states in the in the country also. But we'll be one of the few states to have this community PPP 2020 policy aspect in this. The idea is very simple, that even at a community level, if the communities feel that they want to work with private parties to have investment, be it in tourism field, agriculture, horticulture, veterinary, then they can go for those projects. There is also obviously the aspect of the Land Transfer Act being applicable when it comes to the public-private partnership policy, and therefore those aspects also, the ownership and other aspects of land and the protection to the local people, all have been taken into consideration. So we will give you a small note on the PPP policy that has come out today.